Red Bull isn't just fast, it's consistently fast in ways that other teams struggle to match. Over the past several seasons, rival teams have introduced upgrades, improved performance, and occasionally closed the gap. But somehow Red Bull continues to stay ahead, often finding performance that keeps them just out of reach. Even when other teams appear competitive in qualifying, Red Bull frequently shows superior pace over race distance. The real question isn't simply why Red Bull is quick, it's why the team has been so difficult to beat, even when rivals improve. Because Red Bull's biggest advantage may not be what most fans expect. At first glance, the obvious explanation is aerodynamics. Modern Formula One performance depends heavily on aerodynamic efficiency, and Red Bull has repeatedly demonstrated an ability to produce cars that generate strong downforce without excessive drag. Efficient aerodynamics allow the car to maintain high cornering speeds while still achieving competitive straight-line performance. Many teams produce cars that excel either in corners or on straights, but Red Bull often achieves a balance that allows strong performance across different circuit types. This balance reduces the compromises that usually limit performance. Aerodynamic efficiency also improves consistency. Cars that rely heavily on maximum downforce sometimes struggle when track conditions change or when aerodynamic balance shifts. Efficient cars maintain stable performance across a wider range of conditions. This stability makes it easier for drivers to operate close to the limit of grip without losing confidence. Red Bull cars often appear stable and predictable even at high speeds, allowing drivers to push harder with fewer mistakes. But aerodynamic efficiency alone does not fully explain why Red Bull remains difficult to beat. Other teams also invest enormous resources into aerodynamic development, and performance gaps in modern Formula One are often extremely small. The real difference becomes more visible over longer race distances, where Red Bull often demonstrates superior tyre behaviour compared with rivals. Tyre management has become one of the most important factors in modern Formula One. The performance of a Formula One car depends heavily on keeping tyre temperatures within optimal ranges. If tyres overheat, grip decreases rapidly and lap times increase. Cars that maintain stable tyre temperatures can sustain competitive pace for longer periods. Red Bull cars often appear particularly strong in this area, maintaining performance while rivals experience degradation. Tyre behaviour depends on many factors, including suspension design, aerodynamic balance, and weight distribution. Cars that generate excessive sliding increase tyre temperatures and wear rates. Red Bull cars often appear smooth and controlled through corners, indicating that the tyres operate near optimal grip levels without excessive sliding. This characteristic allows Red Bull to maintain strong pace late in stints when rivals begin to lose performance. Longer tyre life creates strategic advantages. Teams that preserve tyres effectively gain flexibility in pit stop timing and tyre compound choices. Strategic flexibility allows teams to respond more effectively to race developments such as safety cars and weather changes. Red Bull's ability to maintain tyre performance often gives the team more strategic options than rivals, but Red Bull's advantage does not come from the car alone. One of the most important factors is how well the car matches Max Verstappen's driving style. Formula One cars are designed through complex development processes, and driver feedback plays a critical role in shaping design direction. Verstappen's driving style emphasizes precision and rotation, allowing the car to change direction quickly while maintaining stability. Red Bull's development direction has often aligned closely with Verstappen's preferences, producing cars that allow him to extract maximum performance. Verstappen's ability to operate at the limit of grip complements the characteristics of Red Bull cars. The combination of precise steering control and stable aerodynamic balance allows Verstappen to maintain high cornering speeds without losing control. This partnership between driver and car creates advantages that are difficult for rivals to replicate, because other teams must balance the needs of multiple drivers with different preferences. Driver confidence also plays an important role. Drivers who trust their cars push closer to the limit, extracting maximum performance. Red Bull cars often appear predictable under braking and acceleration, allowing drivers to commit fully through corners. Confidence reduces hesitation, and small reductions in hesitation produce measurable lap time improvements. Another important factor behind Red Bull's success is development direction. Formula One development is not simply about adding upgrades. Teams must choose development paths carefully, balancing performance gains against stability and reliability. Red Bull has often demonstrated a clear development philosophy, focusing on aerodynamic efficiency and balance rather than chasing isolated improvements. Consistent development direction allows teams to build performance gradually. Upgrades that align with overall design philosophy tend to produce predictable improvements. Teams that change development direction frequently often introduce upgrades that produce mixed results. Red Bull's upgrades often appear to integrate smoothly with existing designs, suggesting careful long-term planning. Wind tunnel testing and simulation tools play major roles in modern Formula One development. Accurate simulations allow engineers to evaluate design changes before producing physical components. Teams that interpret simulation data effectively can develop cars more efficiently. Red Bull's development consistency suggests strong correlation between simulations and real-world performance. Another important strength is operational execution. Modern Formula One success depends on how effectively teams execute race weekends. Pit stops, strategy calls, and setup decisions all influence performance. Red Bull has repeatedly demonstrated strong operational performance, minimizing mistakes that could cost valuable points. Strategy execution often determines race outcomes when performance differences are small. Choosing the right moment for pit stops and selecting optimal tyre compounds requires careful analysis of race conditions. Red Bull's strategy team often makes decisions that maximize performance over entire races rather than focusing on short-term gains. Communication between drivers and engineers also influences performance. Drivers must report changes in car behavior accurately so engineers can adjust setups and strategies. Effective communication allows teams to respond quickly to changing conditions. Red Bull's coordination between drivers and engineers often appears smooth and efficient. Reliability has also contributed to Red Bull's success. Mechanical failures can destroy race results regardless of performance. Teams that maintain reliable cars gain advantages over long seasons. Red Bull's ability to combine strong performance with reliability has helped maintain competitive positions. Another hidden factor behind Red Bull's strength is concept stability. Teams that maintain stable design philosophies accumulate knowledge over time. Engineers understand how different components interact, allowing more effective development. Frequent concept changes force teams to rebuild knowledge bases, slowing development. Concept stability allows teams to refine details rather than redesigning entire cars. Small improvements accumulated over time can produce significant performance gains. Red Bull's design evolution often appears gradual rather than revolutionary, suggesting long-term planning. But even dominant teams face uncertainty when regulations change. The 2026 Formula One regulations will introduce new aerodynamic rules and power unit designs that could reshape competitive balance. Major regulation changes often produce unpredictable results because teams must develop entirely new concepts. Red Bull's strengths under current regulations may not translate directly into the new era. New aerodynamic requirements and power unit characteristics will require different design approaches. Teams that interpret new regulations correctly may gain advantages, while teams that struggle with initial designs may fall behind. The increased importance of electrical energy under the new power unit rules may also influence competitive balance. Efficient energy management will become critical, requiring coordination between aerodynamic efficiency and power unit performance. Teams that integrate these elements effectively may gain advantages. Driver adaptability will also influence success under new regulations. Drivers who adjust quickly to new car characteristics may perform better during early seasons. Verstappen has demonstrated strong adaptability in the past, suggesting he may remain competitive under changing conditions. Despite the uncertainties of future regulations, Red Bull's success illustrates how modern Formula One performance depends on combinations of strengths rather than single advantages. Aerodynamic efficiency, tyre management, driver skill, development direction, operational execution, and reliability all contribute to performance. The reason Red Bull is so hard to beat is not simply that the team produces fast cars, it is that every element of performance works together effectively. Cars that generate efficient aerodynamics preserve tyres more effectively. Stable tyre performance allows drivers to maintain consistent pace. Consistent pace supports flexible strategies. Effective strategies maximize race results. Other teams often match Red Bull in individual areas. Some teams produce strong qualifying performance, others demonstrate competitive, straight-line speed. But matching Red Bull across all areas simultaneously has proven extremely difficult. Dominance in Formula One rarely comes from single breakthroughs. It usually comes from systems that operate efficiently across multiple areas. Red Bull's strength lies in how these systems combine to produce consistent performance. The biggest question for the future is whether other teams can replicate these advantages. Rival teams continue investing heavily in development and infrastructure. Improvements in facilities and engineering teams may reduce performance gaps over time. But even if rivals improve, Red Bull's integrated approach may continue to produce advantages. Teams that maintain strong development structures often remain competitive across multiple seasons. The real reason Red Bull is so hard to beat is not just speed. It is the combination of efficiency, consistency, and integration that allows the team to extract performance in ways rivals struggle to match. And until another team can combine all of those strengths at the same time, Red Bull will remain one of the most difficult teams to beat in Formula One.